You want to get out there and go pee-pee? Huh? You want to go pee-pee? Want to go pee-pees? Oh, no kidding, Anthony. Huh? Hey, Pam, how you doing? Yeah, I think they shouldn't be protesting. I mean, it's their right, but it shows you how ignorant they are when they all show up not wearing masks, standing next to each other. I mean, it doesn't get any dumber than that. The good news is it's nice to identify what a bad gene pool there is out there, to see them all in one big group picture. Hey, Romina, how are you? How's your day going? Here, Dave. Oh, no kidding, huh, Anthony? Wow. They're going to start getting tickets. Yeah, it really is a good view. Really is a good one. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, Daisy's a good dog. She's a good girl. She's a good girl, huh? Nice day today. Thinking about going down to Detroit, crazy as it sounds. Not interviewing, but take some photos anyway. Got my Daisy girl with me. Yeah, I got my Daisy girl. Oh, yeah. Come on, hon. Oh, did you? Were you down there all day? Hey, Mark, how you doing? Just screwing around. Yeah, you too, Anthony. Spend all day down there, Melodic? Yeah, was it busy down there? Oh, okay. Where do you go when you're down to Detroit? What part? Good, Anthony. How you doing? Oh, okay. That's cool. Is tomorrow supposed to be nice as well? No, that's how it's been, Richie. Particularly with the party stores. Yeah, I bet, Anthony. Have you been over to Traverse City? It is. Mainly African Americans. I don't know if 80% is accurate. I haven't read that anyplace. I knew blacks, but I didn't know about Mexicans. I know that Whitmer was doing some kind of task force. It's no mystery. All you got to do is go down to any of these areas, any place in the United States, generally big cities, medium sized cities, and go to a party store. It's a no brainer. Just buying booze, lottery tickets, and alcohol. Standing right next to each other, no masks, no hand sanitizer, no 6 foot rule being paid attention to. This is like, a cartoon could figure this out. It has to do with poor hygiene and no social distancing. That's exactly what it is, which is why the curve has been flattened, because they had to legislate people's own safety. And if you have physical compromises on top of it, diabetes, high blood pressure, it increases your odds. Obesity. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. I mean, I've got video of it uploaded. I mean, the politicians, I mean, that's a, you're walking on eggshells there, so they don't know what the hell to do about it. I mean, how can you have 100,000 people in one area and 100,000 people in another, and the one group is catching it at a 5 times higher rate than the other? It's because they're not doing what they're supposed to. That's why. Uh, I haven't really read all that, Anthony, so I can't really say. I was reading an article yesterday where they talked about, or the day before, where they talked about uh, taking years off your life, even if you survive it. That's one thing that's not really mentioned very often, at least in the general media, and that is whenever you get like bronchitis, pneumonia, a bad cold, it creates scarring in your lungs. Which after 28 years old, your lungs have matured anyway, and as far as capacity, it's all downhill after that. So if you're overweight, high blood pressure in your 50s or 60s, when you get the COVID, it's much different than if somebody that was in better shape, that wasn't overweight, that wasn't already compromised, would have happened to them. Hey Sue, how you doing? Hi Lana. Hump day, no kidding, huh? Well, I remember when that used to mean something to me. Now it's just a big roll of the blanket stuck in the middle of the bed. That's right, Anthony. And I haven't been getting anything done for like months. I don't do jack shit. Hey Kay, how you doing? Daisy's doing great. That's my girl. That's my girlfriend right there, Daisy. Hey Snowy, how you doing? So I gotta get. I bought a buddy of mine some. It's actually a 2-to-1 mixture, CBD and THC drops. Boy, he said he slept like a baby and he really feels great today. So that's good. No, I didn't see that, Sue. Yeah, wasn't that too bad, that guy in Flint? Actually, I tried looking up like a GoFundMe or something for that. I was going to send him $100, that family, and I couldn't find it. I didn't look that hard, though, but I'm going to. I'd go down there and set up a fundraiser for those people, but, the social distancing's put a monkey wrench. But I do plan to do it as soon as this order expires. Yeah, I mean, here you are, you're you're working for $10 an hour, and you get murdered over telling some idiot to put a mask on. That's another cog in the wheel of like, what's the big mystery here on why it's so concentrated in some of these big cities? People are just scared to death of being tagged to racism. It's got nothing to do with racism. It's factual and it's science. It doesn't matter if people were pink or from a different planet. It's very easy to ascertain why the levels are high in certain places. Here, this poor bastard gets killed doing his job for minimum wage, probably. It just is mind-boggling, man. That's why when people ask me, well, don't you feel like, it's dangerous when you're in Detroit? Or I'll tell you, the only danger I ever feel is it just some stupid shit like that. Going in to buy a bottle of Windex and getting killed in the crossfire over somebody asking someone to put a mask on. That's the kind of stuff that's in the back of my mind. I'm not worried about getting robbed or carjacked or any of that kind of stuff. Nobody murders people for nothing. They're connected cases usually, or a high percentage of them are dope deals that have gone bad. So no, I'm really not, because I'm not into that stuff. I mind my own business. The dope dealers know I'm not ratting anybody out. My job, my hobby is to go down there, interview people, upload an interview. If people want to send stuff, they can. That's it. It's as simple as that. There's no big goal or out there to change the world. If I could wave a wand, I would. But I think I'd be last in line to make any appreciable difference in someone's life. When you consider all the institutions, hospitals, therapeutic agencies, family, friends, the legal system. You can't, what I've learned down there, I've learned a lot through YouTube, and I really thank them for it. What I've learned is age discrimination is alive and well. Racism is just as bad as it's ever been. There are good will outweigh bad. There's a lot of mean people out there. I mean, nobody raises their hand in the 6th grade and says, hey, I know what I want to be when I grow up. I want to be walking Michigan Avenue, addicted to heroin, and a working girl with no place to live. This just kind of happens for a culmination of reasons, and that's what I find interesting, and I want to know about it, and I want to know how you, by your own volition, ended up here. That's it. Yes, I have, Sue. I have. And I owe you a big one on this. Huge one. Because I don't think without your prodding I'd ever done it. I mean, look, I can be a moody bastard. Everybody knows that. But I do try to help people if I can, in my small way. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not, I'm not bragging, but this is a guy I've known for like almost 40 years, and he's building a house, and his back spot starting to bother him. That would worry you. You're in deep. You can't afford to have it done. Your back's bothering you. So if one of you guys called me and said, "Hey, Tom, I've done this for a lot of people. I got this is really affecting my life. The doctors aren't doing shit. Blah blah blah." I would try to find something that would help you. So with Sue's encouragement, I mean, I am a little off. I have thousands of books. I got a lot of weird hobbies. I read science books all the time. Watch neurosurgery lectures if you can figure that out. I don't know why. But anyway, after I read about this THC, and particularly how it works with CBD, which is kind of a mystery because the pain gummies and drops and all that stuff, for some reason, they don't seem to work as well when there isn't any THC in them. And they don't really understand the mechanism in that. Now, if you're stupid and uneducated, you could say, well, of course it doesn't feel as good. You're not high. Look, low forms of THC, it's not like you're running around injection 3 ounces of heroin. It's not like that at all. So anyway, bottom line is, I went out and spent about $70 for stuff that I thought would help him. Because I don't like us seeing somebody I know, you have a right to be pain-free. Well, anyway, I talked to him a little while ago. Slept like a baby, because pain affects your sleep. He actually overslept, said the first time he's overslept in 35 years. He feels like $1 million. So I never smoked marijuana. I never tried it. And I don't think I'm a better guy. I tell people all the time, I don't think I'm more of a man because I don't like guys. I just don't. I don't like green beans, and nobody wants to dispute that with me. I mean, there's certain things you like and certain things you don't. I don't spend a lot of time researching why I don't like something. If I don't like it, I don't like it, and I move on. Now, for stuff that I like, I'll spend some time on that because I like it. It's a no-brainer. So the point being is I fooled around with 4 or 5 different kinds of gummies. Now, yesterday, as you know, Sue, there's a million strains for a million things. Well, thank you, Mr. Train. No, I got the edibles, but with him, I got him the oil. The oil. And if anybody has problems with that, or they're having the same issues, you make sure I tell you exactly what I got, because I got him a 2-to-1 combination, which is twice the amount of CBD as THC. But this THC is still up around 48.3%, which is, not crazy, but it worked. So mission accomplished. Yeah, Sue, you're exactly right, and it's so interesting. I wish you lived by me, Sue, because I'm not. I've done a lot of things, not bragging, a lot of crazy things. I mean, I sold a business one time where I was making $200,000 a year, and this was 300 years ago, to move to Florida and breed camels and tropical birds. I did build a bed and breakfast while I was down there, too. You know how much I made down there, don't you? Nothing. Just crazy stuff. But I I've been into birds, camels, fish, palm trees, koi. I almost did a planet aquarium, but I've kind of held off at that. But it does fascinate me from a horticulture standpoint. Marijuana is a very complex plant to grow. And in Michigan, you're allowed to have 12 plants. Shit, 12 plants would last me 1 million years. Besides, I'm not interested in smoking it. I'm not interested. You can't sell it, I don't think. But I'm thinking about trying growing some, just for fun. Hey, Shaniqua. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, it's hard to do successfully. It's not just sticking a seed in a pot and turning a light on. And that's what I like about it. I'll tell you, hey, Michael, I'll tell you one thing I found that I found fascinating about it, and that is how you could feel that way and it'd be so much different than alcohol. And if you look at it from a financial aspect, it's super cheap. It really is. I mean, it's way cheaper than, don't even compare it to prescription drugs and alcohol. I mean, it's hard to believe that you could feel good like you would on a couple beers, but yet not feel like you don't feel like dozing off. But what I was going to tell you is I bought a bag of them, these ones, they're different strains. You can get them for sleep, pain, motivation, blah, blah, blah. They got this stuff down pretty good. And I bought one for motivation, and I took one last night just for the hell of it. Half of what I normally take, about 8 o'clock. Man, was that a mistake. I was up doing jumping jacks at 3 in the morning. I don't think they're going to do it, Anthony. So I got another buddy of mine in Atlanta that has a problem. There's a little slight concern with people that are on prescription medications, but the best I can ascertain is that the worst thing that can happen, it's not like you're going to kill yourself, but it can make your medication ineffective. Oh, do you really, Sue? That's interesting. Now, I never really crunched the numbers. It almost seems to me that if you were going to have personal consumption, I think gummies is another deal. Do you think, Sue, if you were just going to throw a number out there, how much cheaper do you think it is doing it yourself than it is just buying it? Because, you got to get the lights, the good lights, the hygrometers, the moisture content, the heat, blah, blah, blah. It's a pretty good initial investment, and I just wonder if you need to grow it for 1,000 years to pay off the stuff you buy to do it properly. Oh, did you, Romina? Okay. I'm not exactly sure what that is. So, I can tell you this from my brief experience in this stuff, and that is I can see why, if I was the CEO of an alcohol company, manufacturer, or a prescription drug, and you looked at the benefits on, see, here's the problem. The AMA doesn't go along with this medicinal marijuana that well. They're begrudgingly putting up with it now. And marijuana, as crazy as it sounds, I hate thinking this way, but when you look at government conspiracies and stuff, how in the hell can marijuana be a class 1 drug and morphine be a class 2 drug? It just doesn't make any sense. And what's interesting is the feds really got on the bandwagon to really stamp out marijuana way back in 1937. So there's a lot to be learned here. But bottom line, batting 1,000, including myself and my buddy. You can't beat odds like that. Oh, that's interesting, Michael. That's interesting. Huh. I was reading an article last night. Do any of you guys own that marijuana encyclopedia written by a guy? His last name's Cervantes. He's kind of like the expert. He also has the Bible of marijuana growing. That came out in 2006. The encyclopedia came out about 5 years ago. Does any of you guys have that? No, it's so weird. That's funny you should say that. It's been, the first time I was on that Remeron for 3 years, but I didn't realize until I got off it the side effects. But you're so scared of not sleeping, and you realize what it can do to you, that you stay on it because the alternative, at least at the time, seems worse. Okay, Michael. Yeah, Richie, I'm afraid you might be right on that. And I don't like the smell of it, to tell you the truth. And when you look at these carbon filters and these ozone generators and these things, it just seems like it's one big, huge pain in the ass. I think you're right, Richie. No, it's funny you should say that, Sue. I've had that happen too, but not every single time. Have you noticed that? And I'm Sue, like, just generally, when you do an edible, how long would you say is a good time before you can tell you did one? Yeah, I don't like it either, Melodic. I don't like it either. Yeah, you're right, Richie. That's true. Yep. Here's a nice truck, double sleeper. Yeah, that would bother me, melodic. See, now that it's legal, unless they have in the lease agreement that no smoking's allowed, there's nothing anybody can do. Before it was probable cause. They could search the apartment. Oh, okay, Sue. It's interesting to me how they ever figured this out. The only angle on that, melodic, is if you had asthma or a respiratory issue that you could claim health issues because of it. And it would put the onus on the people creating it to make it better, not you, to tolerate it. About a week ago. Yeah, I probably should. What time is it right now? Yeah, the only little bump in the road, and that is that even though I only take between 5 and 10 milligrams, I don't really like the idea that I wouldn't want to drive on it after I take it. I mean, on one hand, you can argue, yeah, I feel better, I sleep great, blah, blah, blah. But I don't really like, if you had one or two beers, you wouldn't think anything of going down to the gas station and getting a bag of chips or whatever you felt like buying. But after I take one of these, I mean, I promise myself I'm not driving anywhere. Yeah, you're right, Richie, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Sue. I hate usually getting this late of a start, what really, the only reason I'm a little apprehensive about it is because I can't interview anybody down there, and it's not like I have a shortage of video and photos from Detroit. And it's really like not a lot of good value for me to do that. I'll get down there, I'll see people I'd like to talk to, but I don't, and it's like shit. It's not like fun like it is normally. I will, Sue. Yeah, I don't get down there too much. Trying to think the last time I was in Florida, I think about 5 years ago. And then, of course, in the summer it's too hot. There's a lot of old school conventional semis going up the road today, double sleepers. There's a guy's got his pontoon boat. Yeah, I agree, melodic. I know it. Yeah, I don't. That's back in the when you were able to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. Look how long they lied to people. Yeah, I agree with you. And if you look at the cost that it does to society, that's why I like with these working girls. Uh, when you step away from it and you try and look at it objectively, and you look at what working girls cost the system, it makes sense to like try to get them on the right track and paying for it because it's going to be way less money heading it off at the pass than it is dealing with them for their entire lifetime getting Medicaid, tying up criminal justice hours. It just goes on and on and on. I will, Sue. We'll party all night. No, I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know that. I don't know if that's true because I think I would have heard that by now. And I never heard that before. Oh, Grayling, yeah, that's cool. I was just through there yesterday. Yep. That's good barbecue there at that Ray's Blues. They have excellent barbecue at that place. I notice they don't open till Thursdays. But really good. Gas isn't cheaper in Grayling like it used to be. No, I know it, Melodic. Oh, okay, yeah, hopefully you get good weather. Yeah, it's always been a mystery to me. And I think marijuana probably would have been legalized much earlier, except anybody with half a brain realized what a shitty job society did with regulating alcohol. If it wasn't for Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, there'd still be drunks driving all over the place. It was only their diligence that got law enforcement to address the problem like they should. You can't be driving around drunk, sorry. Gas up here is 175. Yeah, it didn't double here, but it did go up about 50 cents a gallon, which is still cheap. I mean, compared to what we're used to. Yeah, I haven't really kept up on the law here in Michigan. Are they actually doing testing for THC when they pull somebody over? I suspect what they do if they think you're under the influence, they just get a blood draw and that's the end of it. Oh yeah, I've found too that having the card's the way to go. The majority of places in Michigan and in the entire city of Detroit, they can't sell to you recreationally. You have to have a medicinal marijuana card. And with that, you can get a stronger strain, although I've learned that more THC isn't necessarily better, and you only pay half the tax. So getting the medicinal marijuana card saves you a lot of bullshit. Now, I've heard this, and I haven't looked it up, but I've heard that you can have a concealed weapon permit and a medicinal marijuana card. I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate, but I don't think you can, which is stupid because you can't, I don't think you can have alcohol in your breath if you're pulled over and you have a CCW either. I mean, there's certain rules that go along with that. They don't give you a ticket for suspicion, you moron. Ticket for suspicion. Would you hit your head hard as a baby? Ticket for suspicion. That has to be the stupidest comment I've heard all year. Congratulations. They ought to give your parents a ticket for having you. Yeah, isn't that crazy? What a dumbass. I don't think that the levels on this THC are like iffy. It's not like alcohol. Only the Harvard professor that talks about the right to remain silent. That's a pretty good one. But nah, honestly, I mean, I kind of get turned off by these guys that, a cop's trying to do his job and, they're just being a douchebag when they get pulled over. Yeah, 99% of the time I've had great relationships with cops. And I don't want to give them a hassle when they pull me over. You just obey the law. And you're not a douchebag. But these guys that I have the right to drive the road, I just feel like getting a baseball bat and tracking them down and busting their head in. It just seems so obnoxious and stupid, and they're trying to make trouble when there isn't any. No, I never watch that, Richie. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like some of them, and I can only take so many of them. You want to help, Melodic? Yeah, I'm sure for every guy that uploads a video that there's another one out there that got his ass beat and his camera smashed that you never heard about. I was reading an article about how the black market prices have dropped as a result of this legalization. To me, it wouldn't seem like it affected at all in a place like Detroit. I mean, I guess it does, but shit, when you still need even though recreational use is legal by the state, the city's still just doing their bullshit down there. Richie, have you ever seen any good like spreadsheets on when it's all said and done, just what it cost for people to grow their own? Good, One Life. How you doing? How you been? Out here enjoying this beautiful day. Where you been? It was really a nice day today. Oh, that much so, huh? Yeah, finally feels like spring is right. Yeah, it does, like a legit spring day where you're not freezing your ass off with the sun out. Got down to 25 last night here. Staying out of trouble, that helps. Good idea. I think our temperatures are going to get up to like 55 or something, but it's not very windy, so it seems nice. Better than that old Florida heat. I don't know how anything lives in that heat down there in the summer. You'd think everything would die and then just start over the next year. That's right, Sue. I'll hire you. Hey, Adventures. How you doing? Up here partying in West Branch. This is where I'm going to have a swingers club meeting this fall. people from all 50 states. It's right here. It's going to be huge. We're going to have gummies. We're going to be playing porn on a big giant movie screen. Limited capacity, so make your reservation. Oh, that's cool, One Life. That's cool. Yeah, I'm going to start one this fall. It's going to be called the Chosen One's Annual Swingers Convention in West Branch. I think it's got a nice ring to it. Here comes the Clark Furniture guy. You can spot this truck a million miles away. Bet he's making a delivery. No, I think that was designed from that. That's Horton Township, I think, or West Branch Township. Look at this guy, got his field already. The cow's out sleeping. Have a good day. There's Daisy having a good day. Melodic, you ever go down to Lake George over on the other side? That little boat launch. Yeah, that art van, that's a mystery, isn't it? There's something not adding up right there. You know, a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, they sold the founder's house. He had a place up there on Lake St. Clair. It was, you know, wanted a fortune for it. It ended up selling for a lot less. Someday I'm going to be growing fields of marijuana up here. All thanks because of Sue. Hey Dirty, how you doing? You know, I don't have any videos. I never really used it that much. There's a lot of them online, but I never, you know, went back near there very often. Free dollar bill. Free to all existing subscribers. I like the governor. I would never vote for her, but I give her an A for everything she's done. I really do. I think she's got huge balls. I think for a newbie governor, she got on the bandwagon very early on, even though she knew it would hurt her. And that's what governors are supposed to do. I think she's done an excellent job. Actually, I sent her a letter. Oh, it's not legal in Florida, huh? You know, I was reading about that last night too. You can get these medicinal marijuana cards easy. All you got to do is, it's about 50 things, and you can go to some fly-by-night at a hotel room twice a year in your community. And he says, why do you think you need one? And you pick a name out of a hat and you leave there with your medicinal marijuana card. Anywhere between 50 to 100 bucks. I mean, it is kind of ironic. Here you need a medicinal marijuana card. to get something that reduces inflammation, that helps people's pain, that makes them sleep. And you can go to any damn store within walking distance and buy all the booze and cigarettes you want. No, not here. You can get them for 50 bucks. They have doctors that go to hotels and stuff. That's bullshit, $500 for a card. Yeah, but here's the thing, Raptor Man. I mean, you can disagree with it, but if you disagree with it, what is left to disagree with about that you just don't like her? She's talking to the National Institute of Health, epidemiologists, worldwide experts, and it isn't just Michigan, it's the whole world, for God's sakes, that's suffering from this bullshit. Nobody made it up. There's nothing politically positive for a governor in trying to regulate this crap. I mean, if you don't like her, fine, but what science do you have to base a different opinion on? I mean, every time I ask somebody about this, it basically turns into bar talk. Shot in a beer logic. Nobody has anything to refute what she's doing other than they don't like her. I've never seen this many people fishing here. I mean, you gotta, I mean, I don't like her, but I think she's done a good job. Yes, you do need a card. You needed a card, and that's absolutely false. Yeah, I don't think she's pretty at all. She was cute a while back. There's something going on with that forehead. There's a nesting pair of loons around here. I haven't seen them. I saw them early in the year, but not lately. Right, Romero? Yeah, I don't find her attractive at all. You can tell she's hiding a not so great body under those outfits, but I think she's cute. I think she's got a great sense of humor. I think she's done a good job. And no, you can grow up in 12 in Michigan. You can grow 12 in Michigan. I'm going to grow 6 for me and 6 for Sue. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't exactly have a stellar academic record, but it's not like the smartest people make the greatest politicians. You know? I feel bad that she has all these damn anarchist cookbook members up there protesting. I hope they throw that old, I see some damn stupid judge where that old barber in Owasso ignored her orders, ruled on his side. I hope they throw that old kook in the prison and he can't give another haircut for 10 years. There's somebody in Brighton too that's opening up an MMA club. I mean, it's embarrassing to live in a state with people this stupid. You don't need a card to smoke it, but you need a card to buy it most places. That's an absolute myth. Yeah, that's what I want to do. It interested me, but to grow it properly with the right lights, the right chemicals, really a grow booth is attractive to me because that way it can be contained. And, you know, this 12 hours of light and 12 hours of darkness is like very, has to be dead on. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. It almost doesn't seem worth it. I never smoke it anyway. I just think it'd be fun to try, but I don't want my whole damn house smelling like marijuana. In Michigan, you can get out of half the taxes, and it allows you to buy a higher dose. I'm glad you brought that up because I change thoughts a lot. See, it isn't necessarily the more the better. And that's really hard to explain. I mean, is Is 10 milligrams better than 5? In theory, yes, but maybe not. And what also is interesting is the THC CBD interaction. The method of transport is interesting because in the just pure CBD products, they all seem to do so much better, even with a minuscule amount of THC in it. And that goes for the topicals, which I find fascinating. I got a mask. I don't know what it is, man. It's just like, it sounds so ignorant. I do the social distancing, but I haven't worn a mask. I don't know. I just don't like those things on my face. I hate that thing on my face. Yep, anything. You got to know your limits. That's right. Yeah. Old YouTube. YouTube's been down quite a bit. I mean, YouTube. 99% of my videos, you probably wouldn't like. Like the videos I did yesterday. Nobody gives a shit about those. I know that before I upload them. Same with really 99% of my videos. The only ones that people watch in droves are the interviews that I have with the women. And if I was just hell bent on, I never try to like grow a channel. I just do what I feel like doing, and people watch, great. And if they don't, well, I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but it's like I'm not trying to bullshit people. I'm trying to get them to watch with like fake content. It's just like all stuff that interests me. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it either. Well, another couple of weeks, this will be over. I mean, this kind of put me behind in my summer. I got to. My plan is, I sold a ton. My whole basement is filled with like antiques and stuff. I sold a guy, and he hasn't picked them up, and it's coming up on a year. But he says he's going to be getting them soon. That stuff would be gone, and it's kind of, how you get in sometimes in between things. That's kind of. And I want to. Once I get my basement clear, I got like some nice furniture that I don't know that I want to sell that I'll put down there. I'm going to make my whole upstairs master bedroom office. That's where I'm going to do my YouTube live chats. It'll be a better view. It's up high. It's a lot more light. I don't like downstairs where I do those lives. I mean, it's an okay view, but I love where I live. It's a super good deal, but you don't get much light unless you're upstairs. A internet radio station. I don't want to do podcast. I checked into it where, all of us could be like talking and you could hear it. And I like that late night winter stuff like pirate radio. I don't want to turn it into like legit, like typical, 1 billionth stupid chit chat bullshit. And that way I could have people over. It'd be fun. Get different perspectives and yeah, I didn't check. I've checked out a couple of those. Now I have fooled around with this TikTok a little bit, but it's not like, I don't think it's like for a guy like me. Mainly because I'm about 40 years too old. 50 really. And at 15 minutes, I want to get back onto my Detroit. Hear those dogs barking? See, it's frequency. It's not decibels. It's not how loud it is. It's the frequency. It just so works out the wind's coming from out of the northwest. Well, you can hear that dog like he's 10 feet away. But I want to do like more like interaction. Yeah, that's what I think. Just stick to YouTube. I think you're right. Yeah, I don't really 100% YouTube. That's the way it really is. I mean, you would think that I'd have like a good relationship. I never got a strike. I did get one, and then I appealed it. And what sucks is what the strike was about is girls shooting heroin, and I thought it was directly connected to the interviews that I did. And I went on and I looked at to see if it was allowed, which it was. I placarded it 18 and over. I did everything I could have done. They gave me a strike. I appealed it. They changed it to a warning. But that was over a year ago. And they still got that warning thing where a strike would have been gone long ago. I mean, why is that still hanging up there? That's the first thing. Daisy? You want your gummy? You do want your gummy. You want your gummy, hon? You want your gummy? Hey, you want your gummy? That means Daisy wants to get the hell out of here. Yeah, she's a great dog. Anyone died since I filmed them? Well, Angel died. Penny died. Monica died. There were a couple people died on Michigan Avenue. I didn't really know them, though. A girl and a guy. That's about it. You know, ones that I interviewed. Yeah, the water is about 47 degrees, which is definitely cold. This is where we're going to have the annual Chosen One Skinny Dipping Party. We're going to have it right here. We're going to pre-qualify everybody. Yeah, it's cold. You'd freeze your ass off in here. Even when I was a kid, I was the first guy to get cold. I don't like cold water. That's one thing that you will really enjoy with Florida. You know, people don't realize it, but there's actually more tourism in Florida in the summer than there is in the winter. And one main reason for that is, and it's nice, is that you can go down and you can get a place on the beach, and the water's the same temperature as the air, like 85, 90. So it's fun. You're never cold. And that's fun. Sit on a beach, go in, get out. You're not cold. That's hard to do. We're up in places like Michigan, you freeze your damn ass off on the best days. You go up in like Lake Superior, you need a damn wetsuit in August. Yeah. It's no kidding. Yeah, Davy's a great dog. I got super lucky when you consider her history, given away a few times. People didn't know what they were giving up. And Daisy was a handful at the beginning. You know, I got her for an older lady. We went up to Gaylord during a blizzard and got her. I'll never forget that. A guy ahead of me pulling a snowmobile trailer spun out. Door came open, snowmobiles flew out. But Daisy, I had to wear, as I've mentioned before, welding gloves for 2 weeks. The lady couldn't. She bit the lady a couple times. She bit a lot of people a couple times, and I mean chomped the hell down. I don't know whether she was abused or what. It took me a year and a half almost to cut her nails. Yeah, I've been to Washington State. Yeah, sure have. Yep. Good. How you doing, Deb? I've been everywhere. I mean, I've taken so many $10,000 and $15,000, 15,000-mile road trips. I've done it my whole life. When I first sold a business, when I first moved to Chicago, '98, I took about 5 years off, traveled Alaska, everywhere, Kodiak, Aleutian Islands, Barrow, and did tons of photography. I mean, I did the same thing only with film. And then once it got to digital, and I kind of switched to YouTube. I just like going places, I guess. I don't know where all these boats are. I don't see any boat here. Here, these trailers are empty. They must be way on the other side. Yeah, Washington's a nice state. Yeah, staying home sucks. Really does. I mentioned this, I don't know if in your states, I'm sure it's been the same effect, man, but as meat ever went up a lot, like 25%. Well, I noticed last night in Walmart that there were a lot of empty shelves, and I really hadn't seen that before, even at the height of the supposed foods shortage. Oh, south, yeah, okay. Oh, Novi, Michigan, yeah. Novi's cool. I cut across 96 sometimes when I head over to 23. You having fun, hon? Are you bored? Boy, the raccoons tore my damn bird feeders down. I gotta put those back up today. I thought it was deer getting up my porch, but it's not. It's raccoons. I caught them red-handed. You want to get out of here? This is Daisy means she's had enough. All right, let's go. I know what it is, the sun. Is it the sun? This is my 10,000th day of doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, I think I could be wrong on this, but I think that's the one downside. But until this guy gets the stuff, I can't really do that. Unless I just take an extra gummy, then it won't matter. Yeah, I'm gonna come down there, Sue. I'd rather come down there in the winter, though. And party all night. How big's that town you live in, Sue? Oh, 250. Okay. Not even any good place in West Branch to get anything to eat. Yeah, I don't know what they were going to do with it, though. There are just too many venues in Detroit. They got their money's worth out of it. I bet the residents, it'll be a nicer area to live in without that crazy event deal. It is more expensive. It's also a lot warmer, so. You couldn't pay me to live in that damn state. I mean, I like the wildlife and I like walking on the beach at night in the storms. But other than that, you can have it. Well, you can tell it's warmed up because Daisy keeps her face out now. Yeah, you're right, Sue. That's true. Are you Jewish? This poor big boy, I feel bad for them, man. They've been closed the whole time. This Culver's, what a time to open a restaurant. They've taken all the signs down on the inside. Their party's over. Rallies, can't believe I've never seen that many cars at rallies. I think rallies sucks. Well, no, there's guys out in front. Now hiring, a new sign in the window. There used to be a good Asian place in that mall in Boca. Uncle Thais, I think it was. Thais. Uncle something. Yeah, I don't like rally stuff. I've never seen that many cars there. Yeah, Big Boy burger is good. And what's nice is that it's hot. It's not like a Big Mac. Oh, that's cool, Sue. Good for you. That makes sense. You pay for it in other ways, though. Right. I think everywhere is high sales tax now, though. You want to pay some crazy tax, go out to California or Toronto. But, I mean, there's an argument, and, there's a lot of nice areas, and that's the reason. They have the infrastructure and the funding to maintain them. I mean, you get what you pay for. I don't know why this Q's Cafe, they were open for a while, but it's like they might have thrown in the towel. I've asked every state cop I run into up here since I got that ticket. I haven't run into one state cop that wrote a ticket for that ever in their whole damn career. I'm telling you, there's some bullshit going on with getting that ticket, and I'm going to get down to the bottom of it. Yeah, I couldn't deal with it either. Yeah, no way. I'm gonna have to go out and mess around with my bird feeders. Yeah, this is the best place I ever bought, man. It's not the nicest place, but as far as cost, I couldn't beat it. I'll keep it even if I get another place. Probably. Well, I think I'm going to sign off here and I gotta pay my bills. Let my Dazer does my... You don't want to be out in the sun, do you, hon? You want to go inside? You want to go Betty, don't you? Better believe it. Well, you guys have a good day today. Thanks for listening to me. Good girl. You feeling good, hon? You feeling good? All right, Richie. Take care. See you, Sue. Have a good day, everybody. You too, Sue. Yep. You too. Thanks for the advice. Appreciate it. You're coming, hon. Bye, Romina.